What's up, everybody? It's been a while since my last video, a couple days actually, and the last video I was trying to decide what I'm going to do with my investing. And initially I was saying I was going to go to cash. I probably am going to go to cash, even though the dollar's dropping in value, but I've been watching a few reports that silver production is dropping, and at the current price it costs too much for them to go explore new mines, and so it's not going to happen until the price of silver starts going up, and the demand is just outstripping the supply. At this price, like I said in other videos, you can see that people are just, because of new technologies, silver is the best conductor in the world that we know of. The demand for silver is just going to go crazy, but the price right now does not justify any production. So we're going to have massive silver shortages. We're already seeing in the top producers of silver that their supply is running out. I'm hearing an average of 20% decline in silver production. And so I'm not only going to go to cash, I'm going to go to cash commodities. So I'm probably going to invest my money in silver, as I usually am. Right now the price is really cheap. If you saw what happened to Snapchat did a small jump of from like $17 to like say 30 or so. I can't remember exactly, but you know, if you invested like 10 grand in Snapchat, you ended up a millionaire at that change in price. Well, currently silver is around $16 an ounce. Fluctuates up and down, so when you check it may be different, but it's around $16 an ounce. And if you invest 10 grand in that and you see silver go up to 30 some dollars an ounce, you can already tell what would happen to your net worth. I don't believe silver is going to go to $30 an ounce. I think it's going to shoot past it eventually, because the demand with new technologies is going to drive it crazy. Plus, silver has other qualities besides being an industrial metal. It's used for medical purposes as well. It's a biocide. It kills life. So when your antibiotics run out, what better thing to use than silver? It does turn your skin blue, though, if you put it in your body, but it will kill anything inside your body that normal medications cannot do. And the way I see it, you can also construct things out of it for restaurant and medical purposes to keep the areas clean, in addition to using silverware. This is why the blue bloods, this is where you get the term blue bloods from ancient history, had blue blood in them, because they were utilizing silver to keep themselves healthy. These were the aristocrats, and they had all the money to be able to buy the silver and to have silverware and silver medications that the peasants couldn't afford. So the peasants, when they would get sick and the bubonic plague came around, the bubonic plague killed off most of the peasants, but the blue bloods were able to survive because of their silver. They also discovered that when people were moving west through the Dust Bowl, when the United States was first being colonized after the Lewis and Clark expedition, people were putting their silver coins in their water jugs to hide them because of thefts that would occur in the covered wagon trails. So they found that those people who would drink the water often were healthier, and other people were dying of sicknesses because the silver was put in their water to filter their water out. So to me, silver is an amazing investment. Most people are ignoring it. The other thing is the cryptocurrencies, and I think a lot of people are getting turned on to cryptocurrencies. I have a lot more people talking to me about it, but I don't advise them, because I tell them, you know what, now you want to get into cryptocurrencies is the most dangerous time, because everybody's starting to figure out about them, and they're starting to float these ICOs, or initial coin offerings, about cryptocurrencies that nobody really knows about, and those are basically scams. You go and you invest in these cryptocurrencies that nobody knows about, and you'll get taken for lots of money. So Heigh did a recent interview with Greg Hunter on USA Watchdog, and he makes a good point for why the historical use of precious metals for money is no longer there because of cryptocurrencies, and that Bitcoin is now becoming the supplanter, or the replacement for gold, and it's possible Ethereum as well, but Bitcoin is the main one because it's specifically designed for it to preserve wealth. And we're seeing Bitcoin constantly hitting new records like the stock market. I personally believe that some of these things are experiencing bubble territory. The banks already know about them, so they're putting money into them so that when all the other bank assets crash, they can make those things crash too and scare you out of them. Doesn't mean they're not good. I just mean that I'm going to go to cash until those times come around when the crash comes where I can buy into it. How much of a crash? I don't know. I'm just going to watch and see. If it's something that scares people, then I'll get into it. But gold is pretty much no longer a store of value, and the only reason that gold will go up in value in the future is the dollar's just taken such a hit that at this point I believe that the dollar needs to bounce. It's way oversold, and that's why I'm planning on going to cash. I could be wrong. They could destroy the dollar completely, but I just believe that that's the place to be for the time being because everything is so overvalued, except for silver, that I'm going to go to silver and cash for right now. At least I'll hold silver, and I'm not going to short the markets just in case the dollar does go completely to zero, because that will just mean that the stock market is going to hit this new record high, this new record high, this new record high, this new record high. Going to keep hitting new record highs, and if I short that market, I'm going to just be destroyed financially through margin calls and things like that. So I'm going to keep it brief like that. I may do some updates. I'm trying to cut down these videos to under 10 minutes so that people will actually watch them, because I know that I've had them up to like 40 minutes before, and I don't want that. I want it so that it's accessible to people and they can watch it and go back and watch it over again and kind of understand things. So, and it also gives me more content to post. So my last video I did not post on Steemit. This one I will, so you guys will be up to date with what I'm doing with my investments. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. If you decide to follow any of my investment antics and you lose money, it is your responsibility, not mine. You can't hold me accountable because I am not licensed to give advice on financial matters. I'm not licensed